Bomba 18.
Yes, go on. The story of Gajewski.
This one, the commandant of the Jewish brigade in Treblinka, there was a man by the name of Galeski. The way we know that he was converted, but he was, I would say, one of the finest men. And matter of fact, after the liberation, he received the highest award of the Polish government because he was involved in the uprising of the Treblinka revolt.
But he was killed.
He was killed. During the uprising, he was killed. But working in the gas chamber, his girlfriend came into the gas chamber where we cut her hair. And she saw him walking around as a big man, like a commandant. So she thought, also telling her friends and her relatives that were together with her in the gas chamber, that her friend is here, not to be afraid. Nothing will happen to them because he will not allow something wrong to do to them. He came over, he motioned to us not to say anything and not to say a word. He went over, he kissed her, also her relatives, and he said to her, "Don't be afraid, nothing will happen to you, I will be back in 5 minutes." But she didn't last any 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, she and the other group with her family and the group that came in from the ghetto of Lodz, they were already dead. And it happened many more times like that. That people working, barbers with us, they met their closest relatives. And the worst part was of that even at the last time, at the last minute, where you share joy, you share sorrow, you share other things, you are not able to tell your own wife or your own sister that is the last time you are talking to her, and that is the last time you will see her. After we went through with the women transport, they took us out from the gas chamber back to Treblinka number 1. And it happened for the first time ever that somebody worked in Treblinka. One came in to Treblinka 2, where the gas chambers were, that they could walk out from the gas chambers alive and not to carry out as a dead man. After a while, we went back to our work, but that wasn't for long, because in a quarter of an hour or 20 more minutes, the whistle again sounded. And the barbers were called again, going through the same thing what we went through from the beginning. And it was a very hard thing to do it. It was very hard for us. It was very hard for the family, which we parted from them.
Listen,
But the life the human life has something in them at the last minute when they know already that they're going to be killed, but still something tells them maybe a chance, maybe a second, they will survive, they will go through all those suffering, and they will live to be free people. And I would say it happened to me, it happened to a few more, but it didn't happen to millions of people. They went through the gas chambers, they went through the concentration camps, and a very, very few of them really survived to tell the story, what was going on, what had happened actually to the Jewish people, but none of the nations. It doesn't matter how you call them, or you call them France, or you call them America, you call them, they don't want to believe. They don't believe up till now that something like that happened. But not only witnesses, the Germans themselves, they have filmed all those places. They have photographed all those places taking in the people, gassing them, and taking out the corpse of the dead people, which they cannot deny. And the Germans themselves, they know they are guilty for this thing, what they did to our people in some, I would say some, because some of other people besides the Jewish people, they went through also almost like Jewish people.
Tell me, you told me yesterday that most of the women did not know what would happen. And you have said now that some of them inside the gas chamber knew what would arrive.
A small majority knew how they knew about it. The way we looked at them, the way we felt about them, what's going to happen to them, we didn't have to put words in their mouth or put words in their mind, because they could see what is going to happen to them. But very, very few amount of the women, especially the women from Poland, they had some different feeling. Like we had also transports coming in from other parts of Europe, not only from Poland. And those people that did not believe at all that something like that is going to happen to them. As a matter of fact, some of the women, they didn't get part, they couldn't part from their luggages or from their clothes or even from their heads, trying to drag them into the gas chamber because they said, we're gonna need it. When some of the people working there, they said to them, you will not need it. No, I said, what do you mean I don't need it? I will need it. How will I walk around without this thing? They didn't believe, but a part of the people in Poland, they have their feeling they will not get out from those gas chambers alive. It doesn't matter, or we told them about, or we did not tell them, but they look in our eyes, the sorrow in our faces. They exactly know what's going to happen to them.
And they tried to do something against this, to resist?
No, they did not try. Now I want to come to a little thing what had happened in Treblinka. Yes, it happened. What had happened in Treblinka? In Treblinka happened that a woman coming in with a transport from a town near Warsaw, And I don't know how, but she knew what's going to happen. She took out a razor and she cut the throat of one of the workers. One of them,
Of the Jewish work.
of the Jewish worker. One of them, they tried to arrest him. She cut through his throat with the razor. The other one, a matter of fact, he was the cop of the Barbers. She cut his throat too. And he survived. But the other one, like he was, I will call, a over-couple. He died from that. The German took him to the hospital and they tried to do everything they could to rescue them. But they did not succeed. And the only grave from a man dying in Treblinka was his grave, which he was buried at natural burying like any other human being all over the world.